friends, it's just Martine and welcome to the start of Weekend Reading Vlog. It's Friday morning, almost 10 a.m., and I thought I'd bring you along to read some with me this weekend. Let's talk about some goals for the weekend, shall we? I really want to finish this book, Saving Time. One, because I'm borrowing it from a family friend and I'm leaving to go back to school next week, so I need to return this to them. And two, because I feel like I've been reading it for a very long time. It's probably very dramatic, but I've been reading like 20 pages a day, which for me is taking a while to get through this book. I'm also reading several other books right now. Let's open my Kindle and see what we want to get done. One thing that I'm definitely going to finish reading this weekend is A Tempest of Tea, which is a newer book that's like a heisty. It's trying to be Six of Crows. I'm not convinced yet, but I'm 63% of the way into that, hoping to cross that one off. I don't know what else we'll finish, but those two goals are a solid start. The point is, we're going to have a great weekend reading together. In my summer day in my life vlog, I had several people comment that they were not about the sparkling water life, and you know, you do you. But for those of you who do like sparkling water, I highly recommend the Trader Joe's Raspberry Lime sparkling water. It's delicious. 10 out of 10 reading beverage. One of the things we had to go and do this morning was go to the used bookstore. Oh no, poor me. We had some books to bring in and exchange, and we retrieved our August book. Basically, we're members at that bookstore, and every month we get $5 off a book. So while I'm home, I'm the one that gets to pick them. And I picked The Verdict by Nick Stone, which I had never heard of before, but it seems to be about a legal clerk who's trying to get promoted and is suddenly given a really huge opportunity to help defend a millionaire. But the problem is that he knows this guy and he hates him. I think it's going to be like a legal thriller type situation, which I'm excited about. And none of my libraries had this on Libby, but yeah, so that's exciting. We're also doing things like picking up free boxes at Trader Joe's to help me move next week, and my mom's house sitting for somebody right now, so that's where she is. She's checking on that. We're going grocery shopping and all of those lovely things. So I haven't read a single page yet today, but I did acquire a book. Tell me how that works. Good evening. It's almost 6 p.m. and I'm getting ready for a clogging show tonight. In case you're new here and have never heard of clog dancing, it's kind of like tap dancing, but not. So this is a clogging shoe. It's like, it's got a double tap on it, so the taps hit against each other. It's called a jingle tap, and that's how the sounds are made. And that's why the steps are slightly different from tap. I'm not actually gonna wear my clogging shoes for the show tonight because I haven't practiced in my clogging shoes in a while. And my typical go-to for clogging is just sneakers. Tonight I'll be wearing my knockoff Converse. I've always liked clogging in Converse. There's something about this, the ankle support, the flat rubber sole, I feel like is really good for it, especially on the floor that we'll be clogging on tonight. So I'll wear these, and then my hat that matches my shirt, or used to before the sun and everything else got to it. The uniform tonight is black and black. So black pants, black shirt, black shoes, used to be black hat. I did make some progress on reading this afternoon. I set myself up so that I have like 24 pages left of this, or like 20 pages. I think I have 20 pages but 24 minutes left of this. And so the rest of my reading tonight will probably be Kindle reads. Specifically, I'll make some more progress on Tempest of Tea, and then I'll switch around to some books for other videos. Most of what I will be doing is dancing and then winding down from dancing because it takes a lot of energy. So we'll see how much reading I actually get done tonight, but I'm excited for this show because otherwise Wednesday would have been my last time clogging before I go back to school. But because we have this performance tonight, I get to dance one more time before I go back. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. Happy Saturday. I am not feeling it this morning. I don't want to do anything. So I think I'm just gonna go upstairs and sit next to my book and see if anything happens. I know I need to like edit a video and upload it and work on packing and all of those things. But for right now, no. Hi, I've had kind of a weird day, and that has kept me from updating you on things. So now that I'm feeling up to it, I thought I might as well catch you up to speed. So this morning, after I finally dragged myself out of bed, I did finish reading Saving Time by Jenny Odell, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. It's got some very interesting things to say about the construct of time and society and all that, but it's so thinky, which is fine, but sometimes she was like clearly laying down something I was not picking up, which took out my enjoyment a little bit. But I learned some things. For a while I considered giving it 4 stars, but then I was like, meh, like, why give it 4 stars? I could give it 3.5. So 3.5 it is. And now I can actually return this to the family friend I borrowed it from, which is great because she lent it to me at the beginning of the summer. So, oops. Then I felt unwell, I would say, for a while, just dizzy and weak. It's par for the course for me because I have dysautonomia, but it still wasn't great. So I sat in bed and I edited tomorrow's video. I really like how it turned out, I think. So I'm interested for that to get posted. And then I spent some time packing. I'm very fortunate because this is, I feel like, the only time where I've fully gotten to have enough space to pack things ever, because I'm using my sister's room to pack up stuff. So I have like a mountain of boxes in there. Here, I can show you. That's my mountain of boxes that I can use. They're from Trader Joe's. They give them away once they're empty, so that's nice. And then like there's some progress over there, things that I packed today. So at one point today I was kind of worried that I wouldn't make any progress, but I have made quite a bit, so I'm pleased about that. And now I'm finally gonna get back to reading because I have only read half of my 30 minutes for my 12 TBRs today. I really think I should have started the 30 minutes per day of a 12 TBRs book earlier in the year. Maybe next year I'll do the right thing and start it at the very beginning of the year, but we'll have to see. For now, I'm just gonna go get some more reading done. Finally, I've wanted to read for a little while, but I was like, if you're feeling well enough to finally read, because earlier my brain was so dead from not feeling well that I didn't even want to read. So I was like, if you're feeling well enough to read, you should get some of the things that you need to get done, because the next few days will go way faster than I want them to, and then I'll have to be out of here. Back to reading I go. Good morning, happy Sunday. After I talked to you last, I had a really chill rest of my day. I mainly watched stuff, largely Big Bang Theory, but it's Sunday morning, I'm up and ready to go. We're gonna go to church this morning. I'm gonna relax this afternoon some. I'm gonna pack some this afternoon, and then I have a dinner with my brother and his wife so I can say goodbye before leaving for school. Oh, and I'm going to finish A Tempest of Tea today. I'm gonna. Good afternoon. I have not read anything so far today. No Tempest of Tea has been read, but I did just film a video where I picked which books I'm bringing back with me to school this fall. So I'm excited about that, and it also means I got some packing done. Well, I got some packing done earlier when I was on the phone with my sister, but now I got more packing done. We're getting there. Okay, it's 3:45 and I'm gonna have a quick snack of these Ritz crackers with fake cheese, and I'm going to read some Tempest of Tea. Howdy. It's just past 6:30, and I have to tell you that I still have not finished Tempest of Tea, but I'm going to right now. Instead, I read like a few minutes of it, and then I did my 30 minutes of reading for 12 TBRs for today. And then I went and had dinner with my family. Then I came back, I folded my laundry, I talked to Harris, all of those things. But now I mean business. Now it is time to read. Let's finish this book. My reward for finishing this book will be that I get to pick my August Amazon first reads. So let's do this. My Kindle's upstairs. Let's do this in 1 minute. Okay. Now for real, let's go. There are only 8 minutes left. I can do this. Okay, as promised, I finished A Tempest of Tea, and I'm here to give my review. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was pretty fun. It was obviously not as good as I wanted it to be because it was a really anticipated release for me, because heist, that's a key word for me. In this one, we're largely following this woman named Arthi, and she is one of the co-owners of this tea place that is a vampire place by night called the Spindrift. She kind of runs the town with secrets, gets whatever she wants from people through blackmail, etc. And one day or night, maybe, this guy comes to her and proposes this plan to steal this really important ledger from this really impenetrable place called like the Ethereum, which is a place that vampires go to hang out, but it's this really, really elite place. And so they have to make this heist to get into the Ethereum and steal this ledger so that they have power over like the biggest politician. The world building was interesting. The characters were pretty interesting. Here were some of the issues that I had. One, I felt like the characters had absolutely no chemistry. There were at least 2 couples in this book, like characters who had love interests that saw arcs in this book. And yet I never once understood why those people liked each other. Like, I didn't feel anything between them. And then 2, my brain had such a hard time holding on to the things that were happening in this book. So things would happen and I'd be like, what? Like, there were just parts that felt really disjointed, especially near the end, I would say. And for a book in a duology, I feel like I wanted it to build and build and build and like have some resolution in there somewhere, but the tension keeps building to propel you into the second book. And that kind of happened, but like not as much as I wanted it to. It felt like it built and then we plateaued a bit for like a while and then had like a cool surprise and then had a little bloop at the end and ended. So the tension just didn't build in the way that I wanted it to. That being said, still really interesting. I was worried going in that it would feel like somebody was trying to do what Six of Crows did. And although there's some similar vibe to it, I do think that this author did a good job writing a different enough story. I was pleased about that. That said, my reward for sitting here and finishing that book was that I got to pick my Amazon first read, so let's do that. So here are our options. We get a bonus short story, which I really liked that they've started doing that. This is an Ellen Hilderbrand one. I'm excited about that. Then we have, for police procedural, we have Fatal Intrusion, which seems interesting. I'm just going to run through them and then we'll talk about them more. We have, for romantic fantasy, Behind the Crimson Curtain. I'm pretty much going to rule that one out off the bat. For women's fiction, we have Bummer Camp, which just sounds fun. We'll look into that in a second. For romance, we have Divorce Towers, which sounds like it might have an interesting premise. For historical fiction, we have The Moonflowers. For family mystery, we have The House of Lost Secrets. And for contemporary fiction, we have In Our Likeness. Okay, let's see what these are about. So Fatal Intrusion, this would have to be like a stunning review of this for me to pick it up because it's a police procedural and I just feel like I have plenty of those, you know. It's the start of a new series. That is not a point in its favor. Crime fighting duo, a Homeland Security agent, and a professor and security expert. No, I'm gonna say no to that one. For Bummer Camp, what is it about? Campers are adults in varying stage of existential crisis and financial ruin. That sounds good. A hilarious story about 2 sisters. Okay, this is promising. Bummer Camp is a boisterous reminder that maybe you don't have to fix everything to be happy and loved. I could always use that reminder. So far, that's top of my list, but let's keep reading through these. Okay, for Divorce Towers. No, right off the bat. I can't even read what this says to you. But the second sentence says, with more hookups and drama than a party school dormitory. No. For The Moonflowers, we're following this person named Tig, who must meet the woman who murdered her grandfather. It alternates between the 1940s and modern day, but I'm not really feeling it. It's not giving as much as I want it to. The House of Lost Secrets, Cottage in Scotland. That's fun, but I feel like Bummer Camp could give us the like fun cottagey vibes too. It's largely about a female friendship. Yeah, no, I'm not excited about that one in the same way that I feel like I am for Bummer Camp. Okay, last chance to change it. In Our Likeness by Brian Van Dyke, with the thrilling imagination of Never Let Me Go. That's one of my favorite books of all time. Sweeps readers up in a story that hinges on a frightening and alluring AI advancement. An AI program can create changes in the real world. That's interesting. Okay, this is... Ooh, now I am torn because In Our Likeness and Bummer Camp both sound very fun. I don't know why they have In Our Likeness under contemporary fiction because it kind of seems like a science fiction, but they have like the same rating on here and basically the same number of people have read them. Let's go to Goodreads and see what Goodreads says because I'm having a hard time picking. I wish this was one of those months where you get to pick 2 because sometimes in the month when you get to pick 2, I like don't have 2 that I really want. This month I could really use it though. I think I'm going to go with Bummer Camp just because my heart's really yearning for that summertime feeling. Nothing in particular clinched it for me. I just feel like I had such a gut reaction to that one. I should do that one. So I already clicked it. It's it's done. And let me scoop up that Ellen Hilderbrand short story as well. Those were my Amazon first reads for the month. Hooray! Well, on that note, I don't have anything else interesting going on for the rest of the night, so I'm gonna end this vlog here. If you like to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Do you get Amazon first reads? If so, please tell me which of the books you picked this month. Did we pick the same one? And subscribe for more bookish and college lifestyle content. And until next time, bye humans, bye!